Welcome to Spark Talk, the podcast for moms who accidentally lost themselves and are now on a mission to find the girl they were before. I'm Bree, and every week we're talking about real motherhood, identity crisis, and the little things that bring us back to life because you're more than just mom. Ashley Henson is here with us today. I'm going to let her tell her story because it's an amazing one and there's no one better to tell it, but I'm very excited to get into the details. Thank you for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about you and your background, but especially like involving motherhood?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Bree, for having me. I'm so excited. So I guess a little bit of my background. Let's see, how far back do I want to go? From St. George, Utah. Okay. I met my husband on my mission. We served in different missions.
Oh, cute. Where did
we
you
met
serve?
in the MTC. I served in Nebraska.
Okay.
Good old Omaha, Nebraska.
Love it.
And we dated long distance while I lived in St. George. I moved up here. We got engaged after, it was like typical, Utah. After like 3 months, got engaged.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Started dating in October, married in June.
Love it.
And then moved up here. I actually went to school to be a health teacher.
Okay.
And I really wanted to do that. But then my husband ended up starting a business in the dental world.
Okay.
And doing like dental software. And so after school, I graduated and I didn't teach high school health. Mm-hmm. I went and worked with him doing HR, and we had like up to 300 employees at once.
Oh my gosh.
And it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I had my two oldest at the time I was working.
Okay.
And my oldest is 5 now. She just turned 5 yesterday. My son is 3. But when when did I quit? He was like 1.5. And I just had this feeling, it was like 2023. Mm-hmm. Let's see, end of 2023. I was like, I just really am feeling this urge to like be a mom. Yeah. And like so much of my identity was tied to like work and success because we were running like a successful company with 300 employees. It was like, wow, this is like so cool. And like, we're at the head of this company. And it was like, I don't know. It was funny because when we would meet people, it was like part of how we would introduce ourselves. You know, it was like so much of our identity.
And it's something to be proud of.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I run people for 300 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, but I was just, and I've never not worked. I've always been really like ambitious with like, I want a job or a career.
Yeah, you're used to being busy and
yes,
like hands-on on something.
Yes. And I was feeling this pull towards the end of 2023 to just be a mom. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know. And I don't want to even say just be a mom, but in my mind at the time, it was like, I'm going to drop like this work version of Ashley and dive into being a mom. And so I did. I quit my job, and it was probably, so that was like July 2023. It was probably like October, November that I was like, I'm feeling like I have a passion inside of me and I have something out there waiting for me, but I have no clue what it is. And I was starting to vision board my life for the next year, for 2024. No idea what it was going to bring, right? And I started putting all these things all over my vision board, like I make money by being me, and like I am me for my job, and just all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, maybe I'm going to start like a baby clothing company. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I loved motherhood.
But something authentic to you. You
yes.
knew it was something authentic to you.
Yes. And I knew that it wasn't going to take me away from my kids.
Yeah.
So that was like my whole thing. I was like, I have something big for me out there. I don't know what it is. And yeah, so then I ended up getting pregnant in December.
Okay.
And
you wanted to get pregnant.
Yep. We were trying.
Yeah. So
I got my IUD out in October, got pregnant in December. And I was so sick. And my first 2 pregnancies, I was not sick. Mm-hmm. And it like wrecked me. Like I was actually in the middle of doing 75 hard. And it didn't hit me till I was probably like 6 weeks pregnant. But I was like, I'm going to be that mom that does 75 hard through her whole pregnancy. And it was like after like 6 weeks, I was like, no,
You're
I
like,
can't even get out of bed.
Smacked me in the face.
Literally. I was like, who was I to think that I could do 75 hard pregnant right now?
Oh, that's amazing. You are ambitious.
Well, I wanted to. But sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I have this mix where I like forget the realness and like it's okay to not like be good at
Right.
everything.
Right.
But I was so sick and I was like 9 weeks and I was already showing in maternity clothes. And I was like, I have to have twins. Like this has to be twins.
Yeah, you're like, this is different.
Yes.
This feels different.
I just kept telling people it feels like an alien baby. It doesn't feel normal. I'm feeling like strong energy, feminine energy.
Doesn't feel normal.
It was like something's wrong with this, and not wrong, but I was like, it's just very different.
It's very different.
Because I knew something was different with this pregnancy, I didn't go in to do my first checkup till I was like 11 and a half weeks because I was like, I know that once I find out if it's twins or whatever, my life is going to change.
Yeah.
So we go in for the ultrasound and first they show two babies, they show twins and they're like doing the ultrasound. And my husband was like, oh yeah, we knew it was twins. We knew it. But then they're going through and there's like a third little blob that keeps popping up. My husband's like, what is that? And the ultrasound tech didn't even notice. She was like, oh, we'll ask the midwife when she comes in. I think it's just like a spot. And then the midwife comes in and instantly gets 3 heartbeats and finds out that I have triplets and my soul left my body.
Yeah. What did you feel at that moment?
I just had so many questions because I wanted to do a natural birth for my third. I didn't want to find out the gender. I wanted to do it at a birthing center. Everything in my mind was like, what do I do now? Like, what do I do with triplets?
Like, okay, plan B.
Yes. Yeah. And even now, like it's a year later and I'm just, since I've had them and I'm still shocked.
But it's so amazing that everything you were feeling is exactly what that was.
Yes.
Like you were feeling like your future is something that is you and like you're going to create it. And like that's great. That is like mother's intuition.
Yes. It's also just so crazy too because like I quit my job in July 2023 and I had so much quality time with my older two. And like I really got to spend time with them because it was just a nanny. I worked from home.
Yeah.
But I'd have a nanny be in the backyard playing with water balloons and I'm like at my laptop and I'm like, this is wrong. Like this just doesn't feel good to me. So it was cool. I got to like spend good quality time with them.
That's
I got
such
pregnant.
a blessing.
And yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, and that's something that I think about a lot. We kind of, before we started rolling the cameras, we were talking about just like the energy and time you're able to give to each of your kids. And that's something I like always think about when I consider like, oh, do I want another kid? Like, would I be able to stretch myself in a way that they each get me equally, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like that's been something that's been hard or something that you've felt through this?
Oh, 100%. That's like, I go to bed at night, like often almost in tears because I'm like, Sunny and Banks did not get enough time from me today, or they got the leftovers of me. Like they got me like not being patient or whatever. So Casey and I are actually really good. We get a nanny in the morning so we can go to the gym or whatever, but then we'll try to have them come twice a week at night. So Casey and I will do a date and then we'll take Sunny and Banks on a date.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So we really try to do quality time with them at night. And luckily the triplets go to bed at like 6:30 or 7 right now,
so
which
you
is
get that
so
time
good.
with them too.
Yes. Yeah. So we usually try to like play with them or jump on the tramp. We're like no phones at night. Like we'll give them a good hour or 2 hours of our time. But it's hard. It's really hard throughout the day, especially like.
Well, it's amazing though how intentional you're being, because I mean, I have 3 kids and I feel like I struggle with that with 3 kids, all at different stages and ages.
Yes.
You know, like they'll look back one day and appreciate all that effort and how intentional you guys were so much. I feel like that's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you have 5, she just turned 5, your oldest, and then a 3-year-old. And then can you tell us a little bit, because I am so intrigued about triplets like in general.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about like did you know what to expect having triplets? do you feel like you were a little bit prepared for like how is triplets different than, you know, your other two?
Yeah. So luckily they're all on the same schedule. When they were in the NICU, they were all put on the same schedule. I know some like multiple moms that won't do that. And I like praise to them because I don't know how.
Yeah, because you would never sleep.
Literally never sleep. You're constantly feeding. The difference with triplets that's been the hardest for me is I can't just like that newborn stage, I can't just like sit and cuddle a baby. Like it literally almost turned more into like business in my mind of like operations of like, okay, feed, change, wash the bottles, nap. Okay, next, they're awake, repeat.
Yeah, you would have to just care for them the way they need to be cared for.
Yeah.
But that's so interesting because you're already kind of feeling that like I want to spread myself equally between these 3 newborns before they're even like, that was probably instant before they're even old enough that, you know, you normally start feeling that.
Right.
I also feel like mom guilt is not fair and it's not real. Like it's not real.
Right.
It's this weird thing that we all feel. But when you said, you know, you go to bed so sad, you know, because you are just trying to do your very, very best.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that hits home for so many moms because no matter what, there's something in your day that you're like, oh, like could have been a lot more patient getting ready for school this morning. Or like, I know mornings have been our thing lately.
Yes.
Getting back into the swing.
Yes.
My daughter's not loving that she can't lounge and cuddle our cat for 2 hours every morning. Like we have to get ready for school and, you know, so we all feel that to some extent, but how do you feel like you've been able to get past that, like feeling of mom guilt? Because we all know that's not real and that you're doing like the world's most amazing job, but 1, hormones, and 2, just like being a mom,
right?
It's hard to be logical when you're feeling that way.
Right. Something that my husband reminded me of recently actually is we have the best neighborhood. We have a street literally full of 20 kids that are all my kids' ages 5 and 3. And my kids will spend the majority of the day when they come home from school running around with neighborhood kids.
Cute.
And in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like dinner, and I bring them in for dinner. I'm like, I haven't seen you guys all day. You've been at school and then dance and then you've been with your friends. And that's like when I'm feeling guilty. I'm like, I haven't given you my time all day. And my husband reminded me, he's like, it's not your job to give them all their joy in life. Like your job is to like provide them with opportunities to like find joy and do things. Like they'd probably rather be with their friends and running around their neighborhood.
I love
so
that.
Don't put the weight all on yourself that like you have to be the only one there for them. And it kind of goes with that thing, if you've seen, there's been so many reels on it where people will say like the hardest part about being a mom is like you're raising your kids to live without you. And it's so true. It's like I want them to rely on me and I want to be their entire source of happiness, but like how big of a blessing is it that like they have friends and their age and they're so happy and they're living their best life
and they're not even thinking at all like, oh, my
mom's not with me.
Yeah, my mom didn't have time to play with, like I'm playing with my friends. I'm so and for them to like, also I think it's amazing for them to have like that freedom and confidence, but also know like my mom's right there. My mom's right there, but your husband's so spot on with that. I love that so much. It's such a good reminder that, you know, no matter how nitpicky we get with ourselves, like they're being provided such an amazing childhood with all these little friends, and I love that. Something that I've heard on word on the street is that you're a fit woman. You spend some time in the gyms. No, but I mean,
so
you are.
funny.
You look
Thanks.
amazing. Like the
You're
fact
so nice.
that you had triplets a year ago and look the way you do. So it's clear that like your health and fitness is a priority for you.
Yes.
Do you feel like that has helped you a lot?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
I'm like so passionate about this.
I love it. Let's hear it.
Because my first 2 pregnancies, it's crazy. I worked out. Like I'd maybe go to the gym if I was feeling it. I did not watch what I was eating ever.
Yeah.
Like I just ate what I wanted. And like I don't like the word like bounce back, but like I don't know. I never looked like fit after, but I was like I would get to like my pre-baby weight.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, I didn't have like muscles. I'd go like walking, you know, all the things, which walking is great. But,
Yes.
And I didn't really like track what I was eating. I would track like calories and be like, okay, like I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm going to be in a deficit, but I was always in like a I got to lose weight mindset instead of like, I want to like be strong mindset.
Right.
And when I got pregnant with the triplets, like as shallow and as vain as this sounds, my biggest fear was just wrecking my body.
Well, yeah.
Like,
I mean, there is a reality
yes.
to that. Like one baby is so hard on your body.
Yes.
So, yes.
And I think it wasn't a fear of being overweight or anything. It was just like, I know my body's going to be I'm going to be providing for 3 babies. I already am like super anemic when I'm pregnant. I have to get iron transfusions.
Oh, yeah.
Like my hair, like I've been working on healing my hair and just like feeding myself like nutrient dense things. And I just knew triplets was going to wreck me. And so after my first trimester, like I was pretty sick almost the whole pregnancy, but after my first, halfway through my second, I started like see the light. And I met with my friend Brooke, who is she's like a macro coach and does fitness. And I was like, can you please make me a baby safe workout plan? And that's when it's very weird, but when I was pregnant with triplets was the first time that I actually started like lifting weights consistently in my whole life.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I was like tracking my protein because I had to get a certain amount of protein to just like feed my body.
Yeah,
like
to make sure you were getting things too.
Yes.
Not just the babies.
When I'm pregnant, I was not worried about, oh, I'm going to like build muscle, get my booty while I'm pregnant. Like I was just trying to like stay alive.
Yes.
And I was
survival.
So terrified that after the triplets, like I just would be like nothing. You know what I mean? Like all my muscle would be gone. I'd have like no nutrients. So when I was pregnant with the triplets, I like really worked out pretty consistently, lifted weights, ate my protein as best as I could. Yeah. And then after the triplets, it's so weird. Like I just was so, you have that like 6-week break postpartum. I've never been like so excited and motivated to like get back. Even after my first 2 pregnancies, I was like, meh. Whenever I get to it, I'll do a little YouTube workout.
So many benefits during the pregnancy that you're like, I know this is going to make me feel better in so many ways.
Yes. And I started tracking macros, and I would say it was probably like February of this year that I was like, I'm like noticing how I feel when I eat certain things. Not like how I look, but when I'm like hitting my protein, I'm actually eating carbs and all those things. Like, I don't know. I'm really passionate about
you're like, I have
macros and nutrients
and I feel good.
Yes. And like lifting weights and actually like progressing and how much weight I'm lifting. I've always been like, okay, I'm going to like bicep curl 15 pounds. And I just like do that for a whole year. Totally. But now it's like, oh wow, I'm actually like going up in weight. I can like see myself getting stronger.
Well, maybe it gave you too. Do you feel like it gave you like goals and like things to work on outside of being a mom?
100%. Yes. It's so funny because like, people will be like, oh, what's your hobby? And I'm not necessarily a hobby girl. Like I like friends. I love cooking. Yes. But my hobbies are more like things that are already incorporated in my life. And it's like working out. Like I really genuinely like, I love working out. I love being like, okay, in 2 weeks, I want to like raise the weight that I'm doing on this and like set a goal and
different goals that you have through fitness.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know. I feel like I got more that way each pregnancy as well. Like by my 3rd, I was like actually working out and actually, being healthy during my pregnancy and what it did for my body, but also just my mental state. That's what I'm like, I love like, the physical benefits. I love like when I can see myself building muscle or whatever, but it's like, I feel far less crazy.
Yes.
When I just take an hour in the morning, you know, when I'm able to just get that time.
Yep.
So I love, like, do you feel like that's your non-negotiable? You're like, okay, like, nannies are coming. I need to be able to get just like some time in to work out.
Yes, 100%. And it's hard because I know not every mom has like nannies or babysitters or a gym that has daycare, but like if I can start the day like being without my kids and doing something hard and like building confidence, that confidence runs through the rest of my day.
Yeah.
And I'm a better mom. It's like I accomplished something really hard today. And like I feel good about myself internally, and now I can go and fill my cup and pour into other people.
It truly, I feel like for so long I really looked at like motherhood as like martyrdom, right? Like I always need to be sacrificing for my children. And then the further into motherhood I got, it was like, but how, if I'm not happy and my happiest self and like feeling so good and strong and like mentally strong, especially for my kids, I'm obviously not being the mom that I can be or that I want to be.
Yes.
So I love that so much. And you've mentioned too, is it something you and your husband like do together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
which is
fun.
awesome too.
Yes. It's fun because like we don't even always do the same workouts, but it's fun to just feel like we're dating or a couple, not just mom and dad. We walk into the gym together. Sometimes we'll go sit in the little massage chairs after together.
Yeah, you're there together.
Or the sauna. Yeah. I'm like, and then we start our day together. And I also know not everyone has that too. Like, it's hard because I feel like I have a lot of things, like because my husband started a business and he's out of that now, like he has a lot more flexibility with his schedule.
Right.
It's like, I feel like we were the perfect family to be chosen to have triplets because we actually have more time to like give to ourselves. But yeah, that also
but I love to, I mean, I can't imagine how hard it would be to make your spouse a priority when you have triplets and two littles on top of it. Like, obviously, you're just focused on them. So I love that you guys do that together. Are there any other things? Well, you said a date night a week.
Yes.
That you guys do.
Yes. Yeah, we really try to do a date night every week. We also, like, after the kids go to bed, I know that sometimes I wish we didn't do this, but this is how we connect. I'm like, like watching shows together. It's honestly
me and my husband too. It's funny because it doesn't seem like that much of a connection builder, but when you can like my husband and I will be like, I can't wait to watch that show tonight, you know, because
or you like talk about the show, you're like,
it becomes like part of your
like, we're like going to bed at night and we're like, can you believe like we just watched Hunting Wives? It's so raunchy, the raunchiest show, but like the ending, we were talking about that for like 2 or 3 days, and it was something we were talking about that was not kids or work or logistics,
and like, you know, that's perfect. That's what I remember. I listened to a podcast that Mel Robbins did, and she was talking about her favorite books, and she was like, of course some of them were like self-help and like whatever, and then she was like, everyone needs to read ACOTAR.
Oh, yep.
And she's like, because it puts you in this like different universe.
Yes.
And sometimes you just need to escape.
Yes.
And she was like, it's helped me. I read them at the same time as my daughters. For her, she's like, but it's helped me to just have like something to connect with them about. And like, we're in this different world for a little while.
Yes.
And I feel like my husband and I have done that with a lot of shows.
Yep.
Like, my husband's not like a huge reader. I am, but shows has become something that we can do. So I love that.
Yeah.
It really is like something that can, you know, just fall to the back burner really easily. So it's awesome that you guys have made sure it doesn't.
Yeah.
And found like creative ways to do that.
It was really hard at the beginning because we have a unique relationship where we are like literally always together. We worked together. Yeah. And when we had the triplets, we had to do whatever it took for our sanity. At first, like, we were both on shift at night. So, like, the triplets would wake up because, like, we didn't know how one of us could feed and change all 3 babies by ourselves. Yeah. So, for the first probably month, it was both of us taking the same shift. And we quickly realized we both cannot be sleep deprived during the day. It was way too hard. So, then we started taking shifts. But because the babies were in our room, whoever, like, wasn't on shift with the baby would sleep in the guest room. It was the first time we ever slept apart. And
So weird.
It like broke me. I was so sad. I was like, I don't feel like I have a husband. This is so weird. We're not going to bed together at night.
Yeah.
It was so hard on our relationship. I think definitely the triplets has been the hardest, like postpartum on our relationship.
Well, and it feels I feel like postpartum's kind of lonely and isolating in general.
Yes, 100%.
And then you add 3 of them.
Yeah, and just it was really hard. So I feel like, I don't know, probably around 4 or 5 months, we were like, we gotta like remember that we're married and prioritize date nights, even just little like. So Casey's mom, my husband's mom, she lives in our accessory apartment in our basement, which is
cool.
so amazing,
that's so amazing.
Because we'll put the kids to bed and then we'll just text her and be like, hey, we're taking off. We'll let you know if anyone wakes up. We'll literally just go on drives and listen to like old high school emo music and like show each other songs and be like, who's this? Do you remember this song? Do you remember this song? Eating like a Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Yes, just like be funny, like just joke around and have some time where you're like, we love being parents, but at this moment we're not parents. We're just like dating again.
Yes. And it's so hard not to be serious all the time. It's so, I really struggle with that. My husband is so playful. I always feel like we have to be talking about something serious or planning or like dissecting our relationship. And I feel like a lot of women are that way. That's like how we connect.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. He's really good at reminding me to just like have fun. Like, let's just listen to like old emo songs from high school.
Yes, that's amazing. You're like, this is exactly what I needed. I just didn't know.
Yes.
I love that. You guys are such a cute like fit for each other. What else do you feel like postpartum was hard for you? Like for me, like I'm like the most anxious, like I get crazy anxiety postpartum.
Yeah.
Did you feel like with your triplets, was that, was it different postpartum?
For me, so I got really bad postpartum depression with my second son. Well, my son, my second baby.
Yes, your second
my only
baby.
son. Yes. And I think part of it's also we moved way out to Eagle Mountain and we were isolated from everyone. It was dead in the middle of winter. And I was just very alone. My husband was going to work every day and I was just, alone. But
so lonely.
I think I'm like naturally a very anxious person. But I also tend to, with the triplets, what's the word? Not disconnect, disassociate.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very bad disassociate. And I didn't really realize that's what I was doing until I was like, triplets just hit a year. And I was going back and I was looking at pictures and videos. And I was like, I was so detached. And it's funny because a lot of people will say like, wow, like you were so amazing at that time, like posting on social media and all this stuff. And it's kind of sad because like I was just detached from my reality. Like I was like, this is not my reality. And I was very present as a mother in the sense like my kids were definitely taken care of.
Absolutely.
But I was not feeling or coming to terms with like what my reality was. I was detaching from my husband, my friends, my family. I literally went in a cocoon. I was detaching from everyone.
Well, yeah, you were probably just so focused on what needed to be done.
Yes.
You didn't have time.
Yes, my energy, this is like, I could talk for hours about like protecting your energy, but like I was just literally like, what do I need to like be okay right now?
Yeah.
And I detached a lot and it makes me a little bit sad. And also with triplets in general, and I've connected with other triplet moms on this, it's so hard to connect with 3 babies. I had a C-section. I didn't have a C-section with my first 2. They take him, they whisk them away. Is that the word? Whisk? I don't know.
Yeah, I like it.
Take them away to the NICU.
They're gone.
You don't get skin to skin for a long time. They're hooked up to everything. They're on oxygen.
Yeah, making sure everything's good.
Yes, I didn't nurse them. I pumped for a month, but like that's all I could do. It was just so different from my other babies. You had experienced. And so hard to connect with them. So I think for me, that was a big struggle. I was like, of course I love this baby. And it's like, it's so hard because every mom any mom who's felt this, it's like, it sounds so horrible to admit, like, oh, I don't feel like a huge connection with my baby. It's like the saddest thing in the world. And that was really in my head. I was like, am I a horrible mother? Like I loved them, but it was more like business for me.
Right, but on this scheme of time, right? That's when you're like the most vulnerable, I feel like, with your hormones and like you're not sleeping at all, I'm sure. And all of those things combined too. But it's just, I think, such a blessing that at that stage, all they need is like to just know you're there.
Yeah.
And they knew that.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I feel like that's probably a very natural thing that you felt, because it's not like you said, it's not like they weren't being taken care of, but it was just this adjustment period for you.
Right.
Something you said that I've seen, and I don't know you well, right?
Yeah.
But even planning when we were going to meet and stuff for the podcast, you said something that I loved so much, because I do an event with my podcast guests. And I said, you know, a lot of times we'll do it in the evening, or, you know, whatever, you know, what would work best for you. And I loved that you said, you were so sweet about it, but you were just like, yes, I'm sure I can find an evening. Like a day event may work better for me, because I try not to overbook my evenings. That's like essentially what you said, is that's like sacred time for me and my family.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I feel the same way. But especially when you're in the like stage and trenches that like your little family's in, like, I think that's so cool that you do protect that time, and that is a way to protect your energy.
Yes.
I love the idea of protecting your energy.
Yes.
Do you feel like you've gotten more passionate about that with more kids, because you're like, this is my family and that's where my energy is going?
Yes. I could literally, the fire I'm feeling in my heart right now talking about this. It's been a year. It's been a year for a lot of reasons. Not only just the triplets, but in my changes in relationships. Yeah. It's been a really hard year. And I was trying to keep all these relationships and friendships out of obligation of like, we've been friends for forever or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And I would notice my energy is just being leaked out everywhere, and I wouldn't have enough time to give to myself or my family. Mm-hmm. And it's not even necessarily a time thing. It's like, where's my mind going? What's living rent free in my head? You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. What am I thinking about? So if there's any sort of drama or anything like that, it was like, it really affected my home life. Like severely, like my kids could see it, my husbands could see it. And I had to start saying no to things and no to people, where I knew if I would come home from this or come home from being in the situation, that like I would just be drained. Yeah. And I really had to like take a, what's the word?
Kind of reevaluate.
Yes, reevaluate on what's like giving and like helping me fill my cup. Yeah. And I can come home and then pour into my family versus like what's draining my cup. And my relationships have changed so much this year, and it's been really hard because other people's perspective is different from what I'm actually doing. Yeah. And it's been so difficult, because I'm like, I love people and I want to be friends with everyone, and I want to go to everything and do everything, but like I'm really in the era of like protecting my energy, and I can't just say yes to everything and walk around as like a ghost, because I have nothing left to give.
It has nothing to do with these other situations or other people. It has to do with like what's best for my little family right now.
Yes, 100%. And I'm such a people pleaser. Like my whole life, the biggest people pleaser. Yeah. I always said yes to things. I just wanted people to be happy, but truly like people pleasing, and I'm sure like you've heard this before, like it's really selfish, because people pleasing, you want people to be happy because you want them to be happy with you. Yeah. Like you just want to be on everyone's good side. Totally. And that was the hardest thing for me this year, is like I frustrated some people, and like it still eats at me. I'm like, oh, I wish that I didn't make this person upset or whatever, but I'm like, I have to protect myself and my family, because literally like it's my children's childhood.
Yeah, like they need to get all of me.
Yes.
And no, it's crazy. I feel like the older I've gotten, and the more you just live, especially with your own little family and your own kids, you do start to notice so clearly like who you surround yourself with and how they make you feel, and the mom you come back as after you're, in these different places. And I love that. And I love so much that you have gotten to a point where you're like, you're okay with not feeling like it's your responsibility to make other people feel okay.
Yes.
Because that's a hard thing, but it's such a healthy thing for your family.
Yes.
Are there things you feel like you've done? Because I also love just like the confidence you have to share your ups and downs on your social media. I feel like,
Thanks.
I mean, that's for me when I really love and like relate to a creator is when I'm like, oh my gosh, like, thank you for sharing that. It helps us feel like we're not all alone. You have one particular reel that I was like, oh, it's your one that's like, let me de-influence you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going through like, you know, some days I feel like this and some days I feel like that. And it may look like I have it all together and, you know, no one does.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there are certain things that you've done to like build that confidence for yourself? Or do you feel like it kind of has come?
You know what's
naturally?
So funny? I feel like I've always connected with people by being vulnerable first. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like when I meet people, I'm always like, here's all my trauma and my weaknesses and my insecurity. And know that, like, you can like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
hey, if you can like my worst, you will like me at my best.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like almost to the point, like, I've gotten better at it, like very self-deprecating to just like, hey, like, here I am. Now do you like me? You know what I mean? And I've gotten way better at it because literally I would share everything with strangers, what I'm going through. It was, yeah. But I think that I connect with people when I feel like they're being vulnerable with me because it's like, wow, like you feel safe to share this with me. And now I feel like we're connected and we have like, you know, something in common. And so I feel like I've always been good at sharing my insecurities or things I'm struggling with.
Yeah, because it can be so vulnerable. So it's like, I love that about you.
Thanks. And so with social media, it's been hard because I feel like I've always been that way on social media, but I literally didn't even have a following until I got pregnant with the triplets. Mm-hmm. I was not anything social media. I just posted my life and I had my friends follow me and I would just share the hard things or whatever it is.
Right.
And I just kind of kept with that as I gained followers. And it's been a positive response. Like I feel like a lot of people have appreciated that. Very rarely will I get people, you know, mom shaming me or whatever. And the people that do, it's like, or that like comment about my parenting, I'm like,
it's probably like an 8-year-old woman
literally I'm like
sitting at her computer. So it's
I
fine.
would never, I heard something one time where it was like, I would never ask this person for advice. So why do I care about their opinion?
Oh, I love that.
So that's like,
yeah, like
that's
if I wouldn't go to you for advice, I don't care what you have to say to me.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It's also been hard for me to do, honestly.
Yeah.
Being a people pleaser. But
yes.
I like have to protect my energy.
I'm also a recovering people pleaser.
Yep.
And so I totally relate with that. But I do feel like there's something, at least in me, I feel like that's been it's like so freeing.
Yes.
To finally be like, hey, I love you. It's not that I don't love you.
Yes.
But in like the most respectful way, I also don't care how the way I live makes you feel.
Yes. I want to like clap. Yes. Because I also did a lot of personal work and meeting with a life coach before I got pregnant with triplets.
Cool. That's cool.
I learned so much about projections and how other people are feeling towards you is really like how they're feeling inside with themselves. And like the whole let them theory. Like I literally, I'm like, yes, obviously there's things that if I do something that's like hurtful, like I can apologize for and fix it. But also like I cannot live my life making sure that you have a happy life. Like that's not like you, if you're really
that's
upset,
your job.
Yes, you got to look at yourself. And I'm so passionate about that.
No, I love it because I do think it takes work to get there and it takes time. It's not like a natural. I don't think anyone's just like, even if you're not a people pleaser, I don't think anyone's born just like, oh, I don't care if I upset these people or whatever. But you learn that there are certain boundaries and certain ways that you're going to do things that just may not be the way someone else would. And even if that person's really close to you, like I'm so grateful that, you know, you love me and you may have opinions on whatever, but if me and my spouse and my little family are happy and thriving,
yes,
that's my goal.
Like, I just want to live in my own little world, my own little bubble. And if people are talking about me or commenting on my stuff, I'm like, I'm not paying attention to it. Like, when I post something, my rule is I'll read and respond to the comments for the first 24 hours. It usually goes to my followers. After that, it goes to other people. I don't pay attention to it because I'm like,
I love that. Yeah, because you're like, that's when I get things that I'm
weird people,
not going to give my energy to.
Yes, exactly. It's like, yeah, if I'm all constantly caring and responding to people that like are strangers across the world, like that's just my energy leaking to other people that don't need it.
And not something like, not even people you can connect with.
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
Your followers are the people that are there because they love what you're doing and want to connect with you.
Yeah.
So you're really being intentional about that.
Yes.
And it's funny because I feel like I've had to defend a little bit the Spark Society I'm creating and stuff. I love like meeting new people and like bringing new, opinions and examples. And like, I love the idea of like all these moms from like that have experienced all these different things, but have also experienced a lot of the same coming together. But then you get people that argue, well, the older I get, the smaller I want my circle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, totally.
Yeah.
I totally. But I also feel like there's such beauty in having, your small circle that you really let into the intimate details of your life, but still having a larger circle that you get to like learn from.
A network.
A network. Yeah.
Yes. I feel, sorry.
No, I just, do you feel like social media has been that for you?
Yes.
A little bit? Yeah.
Yes. Networking, like, I'm big on protecting like my people and my small circle.
Yes.
And those are people that I call like my vault. Those are people that I like
love that.
share things with that I wouldn't just share with everyone. I trust with certain information, things like that.
Yeah.
But then like, I definitely like having a network of people. I've met so many really awesome people in this like social media space or just like at influencer events and things like that.
Sure.
Or even like when I did my podcast, like I met so many people that are like now my friends and that I can like go to or connect with. And it feels really good to like operate having like a network of people who know you and can like cheer you on.
And that you've been vulnerable with.
Yes.
I love that you talked about vulnerability too, because I got pregnant naturally with my first, and then I did IVF with my two boys.
Okay.
And it was like a really hard time for me when we were struggling to get pregnant naturally with my first. All of my friends at that time were like getting pregnant, having babies,
Yeah.
You're in that stage where you're just not quite there and you want to be so bad. And then I was just terrified once we started IVF that I wasn't ever going to get a second baby. And at the time, I remember just like, I just turned into myself so much. It was like, and it made things, and now looking back, I realized I made it so much harder on myself. And so I love that you've touched on how like you share, maybe overshare, right? Like your traumas and vulnerabilities. But I think that's so much better. Like, I think as moms, there's so much that we've all been through that we have no idea.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned to a group of moms, like, oh, like, I had a miscarriage, and thought like my mom had never had any. That's all I have to relate it to. Right.
Yeah.
I thought I was like the only person.
Yeah.
And then you start to be vulnerable and you start to like share and you realize like, oh my gosh, there's all these people that can help me through this and tell me how they got through it. And they may not be your vault, but it's something that's so beautiful when you're able to be vulnerable. So I'm really grateful that you brought that up, because I would much rather have someone meet me for the first time and be like, hey, here's all the things that I've been through. Well, yeah, because that's also how you connect.
Yeah.
There's so many, I feel like, women relationships that are so surface level, because it's like, I want to look perfect and I don't want anyone to know that like I'm not perfect.
Yep.
How do you feel like you've juggled your days? Because I'm sure, like, you know how everyone talks about parenthood is like the days are long, but the years are fast, or whatever.
It's 100% true.
Do you feel like you've found ways that make your days just like better?
Yeah. I'm such a schedule person, a time person. Time is running through my head. I saw this really funny reel yesterday that was like, this is why I'm always stressed. And it's like, okay, we have this appointment at 8 o'clock. So the kids got to go to bed at 7:30, which means we got to have dinner by 6:15, which means we got to do this by, that's my brain
All the time.
all day, which I think so many moms can relate to.
Yep.
But, routine and schedule. We are so big on, like I talked about before, the gym. We go to the gym, but I'm up by 7:15 every day. I get ready. I know by 8:10, I have to be downstairs feeding my kids breakfast because we got to be out the door by 8:35. Schedules and routine I thrive on.
But that's going to set your day up.
Yes. And for my kids too, they know what's coming up, and it's like, okay, we have school and then we have dance, and it's like, those are my times. I sit down and I work while the triplets nap. And it's like, I treat those times as very sacred also. It's like, okay, this is the time today that I have to sit down and work, because if I don't, that means I'm going to be working tonight when I'm supposed to be having quality time with Sunny and Banks. So it's like, I'm really big on keeping promises to myself with a schedule.
Oh, I love that. Keeping promises to yourself.
Even if I don't feel like doing it in the moment,
Yeah.
it's like, no, this is my time today. And I know if I don't, tomorrow's going to be a sacrifice.
Oh, totally. Well, and just knowing how to set yourself up for success.
Yes.
I feel like when you're in this stage, especially that you're in, is almost a necessity.
Yeah.
I feel like we talked a little bit about this, but how do you feel like you've made sure that being the triplet mom isn't your whole identity? Because that's an amazing thing, and it's a big part of your life.
I'll be honest, I do still struggle with that. That's my one thing. And it also feels, my whole social media is built off of the triplets.
Yeah, which is amazing. Because not a lot of people on the scheme of things go through that. And so we want to see that. That's
totally
amazing. So that's not a bad thing.
Yes. Totally. And it's I'm so grateful that I have this social media presence. It's allowed me to stay home with my kids. But it's also hard because I'm there is so much more to me, obviously, than the triplets. But that's what people want to see. So I've tried, even in just my content, I've tried incorporating other things like my outfits or getting ready or things like that.
Yeah.
But also I'm a very vulnerable person, and how I connect with people is by sharing really hard things I've been through and things like that. So it's hard on social media, I'll be honest. And I feel a big disconnect from social media in the sense of, I know that most of those people don't actually, they see this side of Ashley, Mother Ashley, but they don't see Ashley, things that I've been through that I just share with people that I meet. I'm not just going to post about that stuff.
Yeah, right.
So it is hard because but it's also a blessing because it's hard because I want people to know me. In order to really connect with people, if I go to influencer events, people will come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, you're the triplet mom.
Yes.
And I love it, and I want to connect with that person, but that's the only way they know me. Yeah, and so it's hard. Yes. It's just hard. And I'm still trying to figure out my identity.
And it's okay to I feel in different settings maybe.
Yeah.
It's
true.
Some settings you are the triplet mom, and that's okay because that's such an amazing thing to be.
Yes.
But also they're only a year old.
Yeah.
So that's probably something too that you'll develop as time goes on. And I think that's true. What's beautiful about finding yourself, but then refinding yourself.
Yes.
Because motherhood is a lot of that.
Yes.
Refinding you and things that light you up while you're in different stages.
Yes. 100%.
Okay. Well, you tell me though, with your little family, the ages that everyone's at, there's got to be some exciting things that happen in your house. Yeah. Will you tell us your most unhinged thing that's happened recently?
Yes. Yes, I will. I've been dying to talk about this. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that we like to travel as a family.
Yes.
It's really crazy and really chaotic. And I feel we're getting better at it, and it's more smooth. And a lot of people, a lot of the videos I see, people will be like, oh my gosh, how did, that went so well. How did you do it? Da, 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 da. So we went to St. George this last weekend, and the whole trip was actually really great. Things were so good.
Yeah.
And we leave St. George to come home Monday, probably like 4:00. And my husband's driving, and we're all in the car. Timing's gonna work out perfect. The triplets are gonna take a nap. Things are gonna be good. And my husband's like, I feel so sick. I need to pull over. I'm so sick. I'm gonna throw up.
Oh no.
We're in like Fillmore, so we're like pretty well. He's feeling sick the whole drive, but finally when we got to
he
Fillmore,
makes it to Fillmore.
Yeah, he's like, I'm so sick. So we're at Maverick in Fillmore, and I'm there in the car with all the kids while my husband's inside Maverick for 1 hour. For 1 hour. I'm like,
you're like, so who wants to sing another song?
I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm like, I'm like texting him. I'm like, I'm going to like drive and maybe like get everyone dinner or something. Yeah. Anyways, I won't give all the details, but long story short, like my husband's so sick.
He's so sick, like deathly ill.
Yes. We get on the road again. We make it to Scipio, which is like 20 minutes away. He's like, I need to stop again.
Oh no.
I'm literally so sick. So we stop in Scipio for another 20, 30 minutes. We were supposed to get home at like 7:30. We end up getting close to home. It's like 9. All of a sudden my husband is like pale as a ghost, but he's like, if I am not driving, I'm going to be car sick.
Yeah,
I need to be the one driving. Yeah.
On the road.
So I was like, okay. So I'm like, I have like a Taco Bell bag. I'm like, you can throw up in here, like whatever it is. And
I'm gonna help.
All of a sudden we're like about to get off our exit. And my oldest, Sunny, she's like, Mom, I don't feel good. My tummy hurts. I'm like, no. Make it till we get home, please. We're literally about to pull in our neighborhood. Pukes. All over the back seat of the car. All over my son's special black blankie. He's like, this is my black blankie. No. He's like, she threw up on my blankie.
Not the black blankie.
It's like a minky I got. No. Anyways, threw up all over that. The babies are screaming because they're past bottle time. They're past bedtime. Everyone's way overtired.
Off sketch.
Yes.
We're off the sketch.
Yes. So we roll up to the house, pull in the driveway. My husband runs upstairs to the bathroom. Like, he is sick. My daughter's covered in puke. I have the 3 screaming babies, and then my son is just like so tired. So I'm like, here we go. I got to do this. So I walk in. I'm like, got to throw my daughter in the bath. I have the babies downstairs screaming. Get upstairs. Put the babies all to bed. My daughter's still in the bath. I'm like, okay, check on her. She's good. Now I got to put my son to bed. My husband this whole time just sick.
No, he's like
still so sick.
So
my daughter's good. I think that what they got, they both ate the same thing. And so I think it was food poisoning. Because he was sick for like 24 hours and it was good. She was good right after she threw up. She's like, I feel great.
Kids are amazing that way.
Yes.
But having it all over your car.
Oh, so I get everyone to bed. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm like, now I gotta go clean out the whole car. It's like all over her backpack, blankets. So I'm like in the grass at 10:30 at night, hosing things down before I put it in my washer. It's just moments like that. We ended up going to bed at like 11:30. Everything was fine. It's moments like that where I'm like, this is where triplets is crazy. Because, I mean, even 3 kids, 4 kids, like having multiple kids, because it's like, my husband's sick. He can't help it all. My daughter's sick. And then I have like 3 screaming babies. And then my son's like, I want a baba. I want a baba. I want a baba. I'm like, oh my gosh.
The times you like can't ever imagine happening.
Yes.
And then it's like, I just have to do this.
Yeah.
Like I just have to do it.
I'm like in the car with gloves. And like my neighbor, like if anyone drives by, I'm like, I look like this is like a murder scene. Like this is just
pretty much
crazy. Yes.
Do you feel like in those moments, do you get like overstimulated? Or do you feel like you do pretty well?
It's weird. I'm like so overstimulated and high anxiety if I'm going to be late to something. Mm-hmm. But in moments of absolute pure chaos, like I'm like, let's get shit done. I'm like, something turns on internally and I'm like,
so you were made for this life.
I have to disassociate. That's my skill, I guess. That's my advice, disassociate.
Yeah. Just know how to do that. No, but I really feel like people, I mean, I know people with twins. You're my only friend with triplets, but I feel like it is people that are made for it. Yeah. Because you're like, there's something in you that's able to just get it done when you need to.
It's weird. It's like in the most crazy, chaotic situations, that's when I'm like my best.
Yeah. You're like, this is.
But like, if we're going to be 5 minutes late for school, like I'm a mess. So.
Can't be late. We can't be late, but I can deal with this travesty.
Yes.
Okay, that is the ultimate mom story.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Everything that you've shared, I'm like so grateful for your wisdom, and especially how you've just learned to really go into yourself to make sure that your family is getting all of you. I just love that about you.
Thanks.
What, as like we conclude, what is one piece of advice, and you know, you can do a couple because it's kind of a hard question, but the mom that feels just like in the trenches, not herself, I feel like can relate so much to you and what you've been through. What is like your best advice for them?
Yeah. I think it's generic because I feel like everybody gives this advice, but I'll kind of tailor it a little bit. Like, obviously doing things you love and finding things you love, but like when you're driving in the car, like don't just listen to Coco Melon or Miss Rachel songs. Like, listen to music that you like, and your kids are in the car with you, but like have them listen to music that you like. Like, music is really big for me to feel like myself.
I love that.
Old songs from high school, and I'm like screaming at the top of my lungs.
I've seen you post a couple of times like concerts with friends and stuff. So you love being able to connect with.
I do. I love music. I'm just like such an emotional person, so like music takes me to different times in my life and feel certain things. So music is big, and keeping promises to myself has been huge. Like, and doing hard things. Like, I'm gonna promise myself that today I'm gonna eat this many grams of protein or whatever. I know that sounds dumb.
No,
but it's like you have a goal for yourself during the day you're working on, and you're accomplishing it, and then at the end of the day you're like, wow, that was like hard and I did it. And that's also how you build confidence, is like keeping promises to yourself. Taking care of myself, like going to the gym, making time for friends. That's also been really hard for me because I feel like my whole married life I've always been like, I don't need friends. Like, I've always had friends, but I have never been the one to be like, oh my gosh, I need a girls' night, or like even double dates are like huge.
You're like, I love being with my husband.
I'm like, all I want to do is just sit down and watch a show.
Yes.
But meeting friends that like both you and your husband are friends with has been like a huge blessing for me, because we go out and I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm just like in college or whatever, just hanging out with a group of friends. Like, and so
do you get a little break from reality that way?
100%. So, I mean, I feel like my answer is a little bit generic, because I feel like everyone says like, oh, you know, find things you like to do and stuff like that.
No,
but
it's not.
It's really so true. Like, and I always thought that I was the mom that like found things that I liked to do, but it's actually crazy. Like, I've had multiple people say things to me like, you're more in shape now than you've ever been. Like, you look happier now than you've ever been. And I really feel like something about being like thrown in the deepest trenches and the only way to go is up and out. Like, I had to get my crap together. Like, in my mind, I didn't have an option to like lose myself in this, because like then my kids would suffer. And my kids are seeing a mom that didn't take care of herself or do things she loves or live her life. Like, this is our life too. Like, we're experiencing life for the first time too. And I'm not going to lose my life because I have kids, and they'll have a way better life with me living my life too. So I don't know. That's my advice.
That's all amazing. I think a lot of times, like I touched on a little bit, but it does feel, when you first, you know, plan that night out or whatever,
I'm like, oh, I don't want to go.
Selfish. And it feels like maybe I should just stay home with my kids. But I feel like it is something that's so needed. It's so needed for you. It's so needed for your marriage. It's so needed for your babies. Like, they're building that confidence when you're away. They're getting experiences they wouldn't get if you were the one with them, you know, doing whatever with like their grandma or their nanny and people they love. So I love that, because I think a lot of moms, and it's what I used to do too, get in this like tunnel vision of like, right now I'm a mom. Right now I'm a mom, and then after I'm a mom, I'll do these things. And I just think it's so healing when you realize you can have both. And it also makes motherhood so much more enjoyable. So I'm very grateful.
Agreed.
For you to share that and to come here and share about your amazing story. I think about going through like that surprise of 3 babies and going through the past year, and like how that probably has been like such a refining time for you and your little family. And so I I just love all your wisdom from the last year
Thank you.
and all the things that you shared. So be sure to share this episode with Ashley, because everyone needs to hear all of the things that I was able to hear today. If you wouldn't mind sharing, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, and then we'll talk more about event details on Instagram.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.